Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Mad Lads Live. Today we're doing something a little bit different than we usually do, which is funny because I feel like I'm saying that quite a bit recently. But we're doing something a little bit different than we usually do. We're going to be we're making a build mod specifically for our resident dragon, the Untrustworthy. We're going to be making a build mod for Dragon for a mod that they're working on. So we should have that up and running real soon. Everything should be all hunky dory and fantastic with that. I am curious because it does seem like my stream chat's only picking up Twitch, which is very odd. Very odd indeed. Yeah, that's weird. Hmm. Give me half a second. Let me work that out. Yeah, that's really weird. Digits. I asked a question on one of your YouTube videos, but since you're live, I'm going to ask it again. How do you merchant in Kenshi? It's really difficult. It's really difficult depending on how you're doing it. Um, yeah. Hold on. So basically, the way that you have to do, I'll answer the question while I'm doing this. Basically, the way that you have to do. Oh, there we go. Now my chat's working. Fantastic. There we go. YouTube chat's finally decided to join us. Outstanding. All right. So the way that you merchant in Kenshi is really difficult because you basically have to be a traveling merchant and like go places to sell depending on the market. Now, you said it seems like everywhere has similar price things. That's not quite correct. So everywhere will have prices that are determinate based on a chart, and that those prices are determined when you first boot up your game and when you do imports or anything like that. So, for example, the price of hashish will always be higher when you sell it in Flats Lagoon than most other places. However, how much higher is something that varies depending on playthrough. I've had playthroughs where I could sell one thing of hashish for 700 cats. I've had another playthrough where it was 1,400 cats a piece. So it can really vary depending on that. There's different markets where things cost different prices. There's different markets where things may be more expensive, but it's also illegal. So if you sell them to a fence, you're going to get half the price that it's actually worth in that area, and all that stuff. So there's different markets you can attend to. In terms of owning your own shop, it's basically functionally impossible in the long game unless you're like either selling exclusively food, and even then it's not going to be something that is viable long term because only nobles in the United Cities and a couple select cities will be able to buy them because there's some issues with the allowance system in Kenshi. So the only way that you can truly play in vanilla Kenshi to be a merchant effectively is to have a shop that sells food and stuff in some of the United Cities locations like Heft and is it no in Henge Heft? The one that's Traders Guild. Traders Guild. I always get the two of them mixed up in my head. Where the Traders Guild's at and in Stoat, those are pretty much the two most lucrative areas. Have a food location set up in there, and then travel between areas selling other things. So, I mean, it's hard. It's hard. Ooh, I sincerest apologies, guys. I have to take one quick phone call. My wife is currently gone, and she just called me. So give me half a second, okay? Okay, we're good. Sorry. When the wife calls, you pick up the phone. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. All right, so Dragon, I have your mod booted up, and in here. So I made a mod for it specifically, so that way I can send you the files and everything once it's done. The only things that I have left are my shaders and stuff, my lightings, and slopeless for the sake of the building aspect itself, but that won't be required in the mod. So everything will be in one folder. I can just compress it down and send it to you when it's done. And I also made a start specifically that is nearby, so we should be able to get that going. So I'm going to go ahead and lower chance of death, hunger time, all of that stuff. Increase building production speed, all of that good stuff. Drop number of nests down to half. Easy prospecting. Good to go. Now I've also got those templates that you sent me that will explain everything we need to do. So we're going to start with the Leviathan Coast. So I'm going to ahead and pull that up right now. So these are the directions that were given to me, where we're building, all of that stuff. I will take this stuff into account during the build process as well. So I'm going to be peeking back and forth throughout there as we go. So I made a custom start for this whole excursion. I called it the recording clanker, and I gave him a giant ass backpack so I could shove supplies in there. So this is our recording clanker with ridiculous stats. Why am I in the Outlands? I shouldn't be in the Outlands. I'm supposed to be starting somewhere else. Why am I way out here? Ew, I picked the fishing village, and I'm in the fishing village, but I'm in the wrong fishing village. Oh no. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I picked the fishing village, but it's the wrong fishing village. Mistakes have been made. That's fine. We should be able to get over there real quick. So we're going to sprint on over there. Evening Hero. And what our survey says is 103% of Mad Lads and 3% margin of error. Hey, Eric, what's going on? Says the man miles from where he needs to be. Listen, we'll get there. It's a quick. It's just a hop and a skip. It's a quick little run, a little jog. No big deal. No big deal. We'll run. I suppose theoretically I could go in and fix it, but we'll get there. It's fine. It's a small jig, little runway. It's fine. We'll get there. And while we're on our way there, I can answer any questions that anybody may have. So all will be good. Working late tonight, so lurking and working. Hell yeah. Lurking and working. It's what we do. Listen, don't mess with the recording clanker. He's got 99 in everything. Almost everything. Surprised you didn't put robot limbs on your guy. I didn't think about it. I didn't think about it. I would have put scout legs if I thought that I was going to be running across the map, but I didn't think I was going to be running across the map. That's my bad. I wasn't planning to run across the map, you know. It wasn't in the cards, but here we are. I picked Fishing Village, right? Thinking that it was going to be, you know, like the one that's Jesus Christ, right there. I picked the Fishing Village thinking it was going to be the Fishing Village. I didn't think it was going to be the one way over here. So that's my bad. But that's okay. We'll get over there fast enough. We'll get over there soon enough. I lost one of my peeps to a beak thing, dust banded wombo combo. My God. The gall, the audacity, the nerve. I think Cannibal Capital is closer. Well, I didn't want to start getting chased by cannibals, too. That would be ridiculous. You know, the intention was to not get chased by cannibals. You know, so I was like, oh, I'm going to be super smart about it. I'm not going to get chased by the cannibals. No, no, no. Yeah, well, here we are. Now I'm sprinting across the map. Listen, I tried, okay? I tried. It's fine. It's fine. While this is happening, while we're running across the map, I'm actually going to take a peek at my the buildings I have access to with all of this, because it's been a while since I've used purely vanilla stuff. So I want to see what I have in terms of access. And it's not much. Interiors, I have a plan for the what's the record of the recording clanker? Well, the recording clanker is funny actually, because the recording clanker is funny because I actually just made a copy of Agnew. So he has Agnew's dialogue package. So he's just a broken robot that runs around recording things and screeching. He can't talk. Okay, it's not his job. His job is to record. That's all he does. Recording clanker will be in Kenshi too. It's true. True. Can confirm. Recording clanker confirmed. Recording clanker in Kenshi 2 confirmed. Just looked at the workshop. Someone built free cam into Rekenshi. I feel I was gone for a few weeks, and Rekenshi has exploded with a bunch of new quality extensions. Yeah, Rekenshi kind of changed the game. The introduction of Rekenshi was effectively the same as like script extender for Bethesda games. Like it's a game changer, man. Game changer. Everything changed. So if free cam is built into Rekenji, if it's in there now, then I'll probably end up using that for recording and stuff because there are certain scenes and whatnot that I'd like to record. Um, I'd like to record with game speed like zero point 0.5 plus the general performance increase. Be good. He should be a long head because it looks more like a camera. Would need a mod to allow editing that sub race to have it. Yeah, well, that's so he's supposed to be a copy of Agnew as a soldier bot, but you know, is what it is. For some reason, he came out as just a normal robot. I'm sure that has something to do with the FCS being the FCS, but Recam with Rekenji will be amazing. Yeah, it's gonna be a game changer. That's the only thing that's prevented me from using it like pretty much exclusively was the lack of free cam. So once free cam is if free cam's in it, then we're good to go because be a good time. Be a good time. Free cam rebuilt, released yesterday, updated today. Good to know. I'll go and take a peek at that because that's the only thing preventing me from using Rekenshi like exclusively. Right now, I use it for playing, but I don't use it for recording, and I don't use it for that stuff. Oh, speaking of recording, guys, new Kenchi Coliseum this Saturday. I have them come out almost every Saturday. I say almost because I haven't missed a Saturday yet. Hey, Dark, what's going on? Yeah, I haven't missed a Saturday yet. But new Kenshi Coliseum comes out Saturday. It's a whopper. It's a whopper. What's in the new Coliseum video? The United Cities Army versus the Holy Nation Army. There is a grand total of 376 units on the screen at once. It's 188 versus 188. So I have it broken up into different ranks. So there's rank and file. So there's I'll break down the numbers on each side for you because they're the same pretty much across the board. So there's 3 named figures on the United Cities side. It's Igor, Cohen, and then the Vault Warden. On the Holy Nation side, it's Holy Lord Phoenix, Seda, and Valtina. And then 5 Inquisitors on the Holy Nation, 5 Elite Samurai on United Cities. 5, 10? Hold on. 10 Holy Guardians on the Holy Nation side, 10 Samurai Captains, I believe, on the United Cities side. 20 High Paladins, 20 Samurai Sergeants, and then 100 Samurai and 100 Paladins. So it totals out to 188 on each side, and 376 total. So it's a big fight. It's a big one. Comes out really cool. It's a big one though. She's a big one. She's a beast. No holy servants. I tried it with the holy servants. Originally I had what was it? Originally I had 500 units on the screen at once because I had a high influx of holy servants and conscripts for the United Cities and for the Holy Nation. The chop was too much. I find that around 400 is where is my cutoff, where the performance starts to dip to the point where I can't do it. Because of my textures and my settings and all of that stuff. But I have a level of visual fidelity that I have to maintain for my own sanity. So I find that 400 units is about the point where I can't do it anymore. It gets too laggy. It's too choppy. It's still playable, but it's not recordable, if that makes sense. How did you convince the Phoenix to step into the ring with Igor? Longan set it up. Oh, and yeah, Rekenshi with the free cam might fix that. That's kind of my hope. That's my hope. Not watchable. And per popular demand, I decided to shred my fucking voice to redo the audio to be match specific. So this match will have audio that is specific to this fight. specific to this one. Okay. So, including introduction of both sides, all that good stuff. All right. So, what's this base going to be about? Well, I guess Dragon can probably give you more background on it. So, what I'm effectively doing is this is a build request by our own Dragon, the Skull Dog, Dragon the Untrustworthy. Dragon asked me to put together a base for a mod that they're building. So they gave me the location. They gave me all of the area. There's 2 areas we're building. We're building the main encampment, and then we're going to be building a forward outpost that is in the hidden forest. And then these are the directives that I've been given, and we're going to be going from there. So the main point right now, come on, you freaking go, you fool. There we go. Jesus. So we're going to be headed up over here. Yeah, so we're building a town/village encampment and a forward outpost for Dragon's mod. Beyond that, I don't know what the lore, I don't know what the story is. Dragon would know more about that. If you want to explain some in the comments in chat, that's up to you. But other than that, I'm not totally sure on what it is. I just know the directives I have been given. That is all. I'm assuming this has to do with your race mod you've been working on, right? I'm assuming this has to do with that. And yes, this is the Leviathan Coast. It's funny because I think the location that you picked is actually the same place that I did the Leviathan base build on, which is over here. I'm almost positive it's the exact same spot, which is really funny. I have the Lord of the Skull Dog mod in my workspace. It's private right now. Okay. All right, guys. In terms of the lore, unfortunately for the lore of this base, you guys are you're SOL on this one. I can't answer questions. I'm sorry. I'll direct you to the mod. I saw that and was like, ooh, that's funny. That's funny. We're back. We're so back. We're building in the same place again. Ah, I miss Kenshi's rapid loading. God damn it. And non-flickering grass. Jesus Christ. The flickering's driving me nuts, actually. All right, so it's up here? Up here, yeah. Yep, same spot that we built the other one. Good. All right, so let's go ahead and get this built. So unlike in my usual builds, I will not be... Jesus Christ, that flicker is going to drive me fucking insane. That's so annoying. Yeah, that's really fucking obnoxious. What is causing that? That's new. Anyway, try and ignore that if I can. Jesus, hold on. Hold the fuck on. Is it a shadow issue? Because if so, I'll turn shadows off right now. I'll turn them right off. No, it's not. Not a shadow issue. Don't see why you don't save and switch to Kenchi. Because I use FreeCam for building. Yeah, I use FreeCam for building. It's part of my process, Dragon. It's part of my process. I use it for building and for the screenshots. Also probably because the shader mod requires Kenchi. No, because when I use Kenchi, it pops up as well. I don't think because you know what I'll do is I'll turn my shaders off though. Look, it still does it even with my shaders on. Yeah, even with my shader off, it does it. I have no idea what that is, but that's fucking annoying. Terrain view, NPC, object view, range. Very weird. Yeah, I have no idea. I have not the slightest. It's not shadows. I have no idea. I don't know. Yeah, it's rocks. The LOD, maybe. So basically what it is on the ground when the camera moves, the terrain is actually flickering up onto the rocks. And it's doing it with grass too. You can see it's flickering on the bottom there when the camera moves, which is really fucking annoying. But it's doing it on such a wide scale that it's terrible. It's terrible. Anyway, all right. Well, I'll ignore it. I'll get past it. The flickering is going to give me a stroke, but it's fine. All right, let's see the first bits of what we're looking for. I honestly think he's just some nut. I think that he is old as living hell. There's actually dialogue that I found. Turn off VSync. Oh, maybe that's doing it. Is it screen tearing? All right, hold on. Before we get going, hold on. We're gonna do a quick save, and we're gonna turn off VSync. See if that helps. Filthy VSync. Always messing my shit up, worrying about screen tearing and all that crap. Do I have VSync on? All right, turn that off. Get moving. Eric, if you saved me, please tell me you just saved me because it's been driving me nuts for a day and a half now. It just started like a day and a half ago. I was doing some B-roll footage the other day and noticed it. It was driving me fucking nuts. I mean, the flickering will give you a seizure, not a stroke. No, because I don't have. I'm not epileptic. It's going to give me a stroke because I'm going to get pissed off about it. it's not going to give me a seizure because I'm epileptic. It's going to give me a stroke because it's going to piss me off. Nope. Still flickering. Still flickering, you fucker. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. I'll get over it. Oy vey. Anyway, let us get started. All right. Let's pull up the instruction. Instructions unclear. All right. Houses made out of swamp and metal buildings, mostly metal wall house. Okay, I can do that. And the hashish house should be a swamp shack. All right, so metal houses and swamp buildings, which is fine. The entire town and outpost should only use buildings from nil game. Already on that. Place should be fully usable by players and NPCs. MK3 walls. Okay. All right, so we'll start with that. And then the Queen's building should be the Crab Queen's building with the internal layout. Which building is the Crab Queen's building again? I always get confused on which. I always forget which buildings is the Crab Queen's building. Okay, so since we're building up here, we're gonna build up onto these platforms. Now I'm gonna onto this ridge here. Fucking so bad. Why are you doing this to me? Fine. It's fine. It's fine. All right. Swamp domes. All right. So we'll use slopeless to get around some of this stuff. So we're really going to utilize the terrain here quite a bit. That's going to be the end goal, is to utilize the terrain almost to excess. Swamp dome, yeah. Could be the load order. Well, I mean, I've got almost nothing on. It could be SSAO, but I don't think it is, and I need SSAO for my shader to run. But I don't think it's the shader because when I turn the shader off, it keeps doing it. It's literally an issue where the debris is like the debris is shaking on the ground. The rocks and stuff are shaking into the ground. Like the texture's clipping on the rocks. I don't really know why it's doing that, but it only does it when the camera moves. Like super frustrating. As for the load order, I don't think it's the load order because it's um, all vanilla basically. Update drivers, maybe that could be it. But obviously, I'm not going to do that on stream. It's fine. I'll mess with it later. I'll try my best to make it not a visible issue that you guys have to look at too much. I'm sure that it's something I can fix, but it is what it is. All right, so the top doesn't have any fertility, so you're gonna have to also go to the bottom of the pillar. Yeah. We'll make do. We're gonna make this a multifaceted build. All right, we're gonna start with the main part of the build, which is gonna be here. This is gonna be probably where the main shack is. The crab green shack there. And I actually was thinking of some cool stuff that we could do with this. So we're gonna put this down. and raise that up. All right, and then fine. Make sure that all the pillars are not floating because that'll drive me nuts. Yeah, that'll do. All right, so main building right here. I'm gonna take some walls. You said mark 3 walls. Defensive wall, wall 3. And wall 3 should actually work out just fine. Just fine. And I actually just need the short ones, I think. Wall 3 short. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to try and actually outline this here with, like, this swamp shack here with the connector wall, like with the Mark III wall. I think that'll look really crisp. And then also we can get up onto the wall if we do it right. You're smart, know how to make Kenshi's building bend to your will and look good too. That's the hope. That's the hope. I try my best. So hopefully this comes out the way that you envisioned. Hopefully it's something that you are happy with and will work well for your mod. So I appreciate you giving me the opportunity here to assist you in this endeavor. All right. Twist these right around. And we're going to basically line the entire outside. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because what I'm going to do is basically, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to line the entire outside of this with wall, right? And it seems almost like, well, why would you do that? Because you can't get up on the wall. These are all single platforms. But one, it's going to look really crisp. And two, what you can do is you can take wall 3 connector here. That one. Stupid. There we go. All right. Hold on. Short. I need a wedge, not a wall 3 wedge. Mark, yeah. Come on. There we go. And then we do a wall 3 short again. And may have to manually put it into place, actually. That's fine. That's fine. So I'm going to move these off, and then I'll manually. So now we've got wall 3 up here. Okay, so it's fully encapsulated. That looks fire. If I do say so myself, that looks absolutely fire. So, next thing we're going to do is we're going to take defensive wall 3s. Actors, wall 3s. All right, wall 3. And we're going to go. We need 2 of them. Straighten that out. Fantastic. Okay. Then we're going to take these. We're going to manually move them to place. Move. Get them nice and lined up. Nice and straight. Get them orientated. Pitch set to 0. Roll set to 0. Fantastic. And then I'll manually put a connector piece in there, and then this wall will become accessible, but we'll have like an entryway, which is going to be really cool. And hopefully functional. Hopefully. Sure everything's lined up in terms of size, height too. Then we're going to do the heights line up. All right, so we'll get the height lined up over here. This looks good to me. Yeah, looks good to me. Is that how far we want to? Actually, you know what? I have a straighten this out. Bring over here and actually, you know what? You know what? You know what? Here's what I'm gonna gotta drop these down so I can remove those. We're gonna put a wall there. I mean, put a gate there instead. I think the gate will work just as well. And I'll put a staircase up manually that lets us get up there somehow. We're gonna gate this off. We're gonna gate it off. Defensive gate 3. I should be able to make this work. Let's see if I can make this work. Line it up. Rotation. All right, let's see if I can make this work. A little large. I may have to delete one or two of the rotates of the like the walls themselves on the side there, but ultimately it's not terrible. It doesn't go past the oh man. 0. Be all right. This to wall short. Move some of these. I'll remove a lot more of those than I intended, but that's fine. All right, position you. We can actually raise this up then because it's going to be mostly covered. No big deal. No big deal. These things happen. It's all part of the testing and trial. We'll get it right. Sometimes it just takes a minute. A little bit of testing, that's all. We got to get the orientation right, so I was going to have to delete a couple of them anyway, which is obviously the point, what I was doing. But yeah, we're going to have to get the orientation right anyway, so it's not the end of the world. A little too high. We're going to lower this down. We're actually going to lower the swamp shack down with it because we want the stairs, but we don't want it to be too much stairs. Good, 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 good. Okay. This just a bit, just a wee, a tick, just a tick. Fantastic. What do you know? What do you know indeed? What do you know indeed? All right, defensive walls, shorts. And we're gonna start from over here because all right. Then we go back around. I like the outer walls are a little taller than the dome. Yeah. Me as well. Me as well. Just keep running the shorter walls there. Added defense, you know. Makes it feel more secure, safer. This is where it's gonna get this portion right here because it's gonna do that. It's gonna try to spiral out as it does. I'm gonna try to get it as close as I can, and then I'm gonna have to manually place it. Stop at you. Oh my god. Nice, nailed it. A little bit of manual adjustment, and we'll get there. Cool. Wall short. It spins indeed. It spins and spins. This is where it's going to get fucking annoying because going the other way around is when it's going to get tricky, and I may have to manually put it there, which is not something that I really wanted. What are you going to do, you know? Here's what I'll do. I will manually place them and then just lower them down. That's going to require some rotation, but that's fine. Okay. Local rotation. Get a little bit of spin, a little bit of spin on there, a little bit of yeah, a little bit of yeah. Put it right down, and we should be good to go. Perfect. Stunning, stunning. Here. Station, good to go. Somebody just somebody I watched as a lot as a teacher said nailed it, ace, it can't be stopped. Feels like a good time to say something like that after you get the walls good. Indeed, do it. Do it. What we do. My son, so I say nailed it all the time, but when I do it like super like bombastically because my son thinks it's funny. And so I'll walk through the house and I'll do something and I'll be like, nailed it. And my son will be like, nailed it. And my kids think it's the funniest thing. Both of my kids think it's the funniest thing. We can get this thing connected to right on the corner, just perfectly, just straight perfectly. Go to rotation, and that will do. Boomski. All right, so we have a fully encapsulated HQ, and I personally think it looks fire as hell. Fully encapsulated, very protected, very wow, very oof, very fun, very good, very good. All right. Now that that's done, let's look at some of the other things we have going on because I want to make sure that I'm getting as many details as I can. Metal buildings, swamp buildings, all of that stuff. Lookout towers, guard towers, Mark III walls. Maybe we should get the perimeter lined out and figure out where the perimeter is going to be and then put the buildings inside. Yeah. All right, let's get the perimeter lined out, get the buildings and the walls, get the walls placed down, figure out where that's going to be. We need watchtowers. So what are we going to use for watchtowers? If we're using swamp buildings, do you want me to use like the swamp watchtowers like where are they? Are they? They're in here somewhere. Mostly swamp and metal. Yeah. My question is with the watchtowers. Did you want me to? God damn it! I don't know where anything is right now because um I'm so used to using so many mods for things. Swamp walkboard, fortification, chimney, awning. My God, there's so little things in here. The lookout post. Did you want me to use like this as the watchtower, or did you want me to use like something else? Do you have like a thought about that? And the way to get up here is through here. We also have to establish where's going to be. That looks good. Okay, yeah. So we have to establish where the main entryway to this base is going to be. To this location is going to be. I'm thinking. Well, we can either do it through the rear section over here, make this the main entryway, just come straight up through here, and I'll cordon this section off. But we also have to think about fertility, and farming and stuff, which is going to be down here. Farming and stuff is better down here. So we have to consider that as well. I'm thinking straight up there. Yeah, so right up here is the way to go then. Okay. Okie dokie bouse. Can do. All right, so let's get some other buildings down. Get the walls down. We'll go from there. Wall, defensive wall. Actually, let's get the gate first. Build out from the gate. Gate 3. All right. What part of the map is this? We're on the Leviathan Coast up here. We are right here. Right here. All right. So where do we want the main gate to be? That's the walkway. They're going to come up through here. I'll have another building right here. We're building a base for Dragon's upcoming mod. Seen a bunch of your lore videos and managed to catch you live. Welcome. We're doing something we don't usually do on the lives today. We do build streams on occasion, but I'm actually building a base per request from one of our loyal viewers who's building a mod and requested me to help out with that. So we're building the base for the mod. You have plenty of space down the pillar for building. You can have plenty of space down the pillar for buildings and farms. Okay. Like down here? Okay. All right. All right. Yeah, yeah, we can do that. We can do that. How large do you want this outpost? Like, do you want it to be like absolutely massive? Because like I only allotted so much. Um, I only allotted so much space when I put together the town placements for it because I made a couple of them. Um, I made two, so we have the town and the forward camp. So I can mark them out. Is there? How big do you want me to make this place? Oh wait, hold on. There's like a natural walkway here. Hold on, hold on. Ideas are formulating. Hold on. Not like the biggest city in the game, but it looks lived in. Okay, okay. Hold on. I got a really cool idea that just popped into my dome. My brain. Hold on. My brain is working. My brain is working. We're gonna go right here. Oh, we need to go a little bit lower. There we go. There we go. Okay. Good. That's good. It's good. I like it. It's good. 3. All right. So then we're going to do this literally section by section. And I'm going to round out this wall, this section here. Just try to get each individual area as correct as possible. And then I'll do the micro adjustments as we go. Cordon off this entire wall here. And I'll have to move this one a little bit. Fine. The hill will act as a natural wall, yes. However, we can always cover it in walls as well. And we could use those as natural, almost like retention walls, right? I would test it too, but it looks like you can get away without any wall on that hill. I mean, yes, but the main point of the wall hill is going to not necessarily be for defense. I mean, it's going to be there for defense, but it's there for aesthetics too. Listen, we're all for the aesthetics. The aesthetics, you can't pass up the aesthetics. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to place all of these walls here, and I'm going to well, you'll see in a second. Got a cool idea for that. I have a pretty cool idea. Will do. It's going to require a bit of adjusting on my part, but I think it's going to work out really, really nice. But we're just going to cordon off this whole section of the wall here. And I think you said somewhere about having a longhouse. Is that correct? L house. Okay, L house for the robot doctor farmers. Um, Mostly swamp and metal, which is fine. I can use wall houses to fill in the gaps, so that'll do there. Okay. All right, so then what we're going to do is right about here, we're going to start incrementally increasing the walls. So we're going to actually rotate these on the global scale to have 0 pitch, right? We want them all to be 0, so they're straight up and down. And then we just incrementally increase them as the wall gradient naturally shifts, right? And what I'll do is I will forcibly put walkways that go and it like stairs that make like you can use to get to each section of the wall as we adjust it. Up, and then it goes up. And I'll manually put stairs there so you can just keep climbing the walls. It'll be great. It'll be great. 0, same deal. Raise it up to just about the point where it starts to float. And then we move on to the next one. Pitch to 0. Raise it up. 0, and we up. And it'll be naturally accessible. I'll have to move this short wall here, but it'll be naturally accessible from up here. So you could literally just walk up onto the wall. And I think, yeah, you shouldn't be able to walk up here or get up here in any way. So I'll double check, but I'll put a building there, and then they can just walk up onto the wall from here and go right around, which means that you don't have to worry about putting a gate down or a ramp down. So your archers will actually get on the wall from up here and then come down naturally. And so that means if you have people up on the walls, they say they break through your gate, they have to run all the way up this hill, come all the way up here and run all the way back down before they can take your archers down. So your archers are safer. Ultimately, much safer. Much safer. Scale, good. We have a walkway now. Love it. We should still be able to get through here, but I'm actually going to rotate you just a little bit. That way they can still, yeah, they should be able to get through. You. Now we can always adjust, but they should be fine. They should be fine. Okay. So that gives us this whole section to work with as well. Throw some more buildings down. We need ramps. Ramps! I require ramps. I require tons and tons of ramps. I'm going to put one ramp for each section of the wall that I need to connect to. And then we'll manually move all of those in place. We're going to take these stairways and we're going to move those into place. And connect it. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. And that'll help with the height variation too, because it kind of connects the lower levels to the top levels, both aesthetically and functionally. So now you can not only can you literally get from level to level, but it looks very clean. It looks good. That is a tight looking wall. We'll scooch this over and bring it in. Over the wall is out of the outpost build area. Will it be a problem? No. Because worst case, so once I establish the outpost, because I haven't established the outpost, because it's going to be a mod. So I haven't established it as a player outpost. Once I set down the outpost, it'll connect everything and increase the size of the general outpost to fit where we need it to go. It shouldn't be an issue. I also made the outpost large in the FCS. Worst case, I can go in and make it a tad bigger if I have to. This one might this particular stair might require a little bit more tweaking, so I'm gonna have to hang tight on that one. A little bit more tweaking on that one, but this one should be fine. We got to get creative because we don't have our deep foundations for our new build meta. So we got to get creative with how we're doing this. Okay, so now we have this stunning wall right here that is, if I do say so myself, pretty nice. Hold on, got to deal with the real life clanker here. Block. Okay. Nice. Nice. That is good. That is really good. Really good. And we're going to put a building right here just to break things off a little bit. So swamp buildings. Swamp house. Put one right here. That down. I have to lower it down. It is entirely too damn high. This grass is too damn high. And I think you can walk up through this way. So I might have to put down some retaining walls in certain spots as well. Block off a few certain entrances and exits and all that stuff. Put some retention walls down. We're gonna have our work cut out for us in terms of walling this place in, but that should be fine. Let's check fertility. I wanna check what areas are capable of farming. Um, yeah, okay. So we farming wise, we'll be fine with what we've got. We're good in that regard. We're good in that regard. I just want to make sure that we have enough area set aside for farming, which we do. So I think we're gonna do something similar over here. Uh, yeah, I think we're gonna do something similar over here with the way that I had the walls set up, and then we'll have it wrap around and act as a full retention wall. And I think that'll work just fine. Except these ones will probably be less accessible. Truly necessary. Fully encapsulate this place. We want to wall this. I don't want it to necessarily look like it's all wall. You know? I do worry about it looking like it's too much wall. The wall, you'll never see me fall. Take a peek. Yeah, that might be too much wall. By Jove, I think that is entirely too much wall. Okay, then here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to block off some of these areas with building. Buildings is the way to go. The way that I'm going to do that is that these walkways are typically accessible. You can go up the side of them. So let's see which ones we can go up and which ones we... Come hither, recording clanker. Do your job. Okay, so you can come up through both sides of here. Duly noted. You can come over through here. Cannot get up through this way, which is good. Head over here. You just got to see what areas we have to block off. So this actually is not accessible through here, so we don't have to worry about blocking that off. So right now, it looks like we have to close off this section here, these sections right here, and that's it. And then we should be fully encapsulated, which is okay. Not a bad spot to be. Not a terrible spot to be. Okay. So how would we want to do that? Over here, we can use swamp buildings, drop a platform down. Swamp domes, a couple more swamp domes. Can never go wrong with swamp domes. We love swamp domes. Flat it out. Uh, and what I can do, this is actually, we can drop you right here, raise up the building so it's almost floating a bit, right? But the way that we deal with that is that we do the same trick that we did up top with the walls, where we surround the platform with walls so they can't see the floating bit. And then we can actually, that could be like almost the theme of the build, is that there's just a lot of those like walled floating sections where the wall kind of blocks them off. I think that's a really nifty idea, and some of them are built partially into the cliffside, and that could be cool too. So those could be cool too. They don't all need to be accessible in terms of the round platforms on the outside. It's more or less for aesthetics. We're gonna have to raise these up slightly. My only concern, I guess, is the size of the wall, but it fine. Should be fine. Should be fine. Worst case, we have to delete them and try again. We'll raise you up to right here, I think. Move you forward just a tick. Just a tick. Rotate you. Very good. Very good. Actually drop that down. rotation. Nope, not that rotation. There we go. Okay. Put you like right, I think. Drop you down just a little. Okay, so then we just have to cover up these sections, sort of. Could use platforms instead of domes. That's true. We could use platforms instead of domes. But my thought was that by having the 3 domes here, it also gives you some buildings. And then we'll have platforms in other spots as well. This one actually may be good to replace with a platform, because it would be like a nice, good view. That's actually an interesting idea. So let's actually move this building out a little bit because I think that is a neat little idea that has just been hoisted upon me. We'll put this one over here. And that's a good spot for that one, too. That is a nice little spot for that one. And then we'll put a platform right there. And we could use that as like a viewing platform. You can see off into the distance. Swamp, platform, large, round. Yes, yes. Then we'll just lower it into the ground right there. That way it's easier for us to adjust. Mid. Right there. I think that's a cool spot for it. And then I can use walls to circumvent the sides there. Interesting stuff. All right, let's see how we do. Let's see how we do. Walls. Walls, the walls. Defensive wall 3 short. All right, so these are a little short. That's okay because we just need them to be tall enough to cover up the platform. They don't need super huge. Usually, of course, we want them to be as big as the actual wall itself, like is taller than the actual platform itself. But in this case, we don't necessarily need it. He said, "It might be. It might be. Don't make me relive my shame." And then what we can actually do, you could use 2 walls to hide the floating walls. That was so that was actually where I was getting at, as I was thinking about stacking some walls to hide the floating wall. Yeah. These are just support beams. These are just support beams. They're not meant for anything other than that. The Queen's Dome is the one that has like is surrounded and everything. These are just support beams meant for holding and keeping it aloft, keeping things aloft. So now stacking down here, this is where things are going to get a little tricky because it's going to we're going to have to deal with the fact that it's going to want to pull us over there like that. Now I might be able to force it into position locally. And then once I do that, it may potentially change the grid snap. And if it changes the grid snap, then that would be ideal. See if we can get this so perfectly lined up like that. That looks stunning. Can't even see. Can't even tell. Can't even tell. Can't even tell. Now let's see if the grid snap is going to change. I don't know if it will because I just placed it and I haven't like reloaded or anything, but We'll find out. And it, yes, it did. Okay, the grid snap changed. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Very scrappy. Very scrappy. We love it. May have to manually rotate this one the rest of the way. That's fine. Ultimately, that's fine. Should have made it go a little farther over initially, but that's fine. Little gap right there too, but that's not that big of a deal. Again, manually rotate that one in. Fine. Should be fine. Boom. A little bit of manual rotations, a little bit of alterations and stuff. We'll be fine. It's all good. It's all good. Hit you. And right there. Should be good. All right, same with you. Actually, we're gonna just little push, little push. You can't see those tops. Good to go. I think that looks pretty nice. I think that looks pretty good. Hell yeah. I think that looks really good. Safe, secure. It's good. You can still get in the buildings. I like it. And then down here, we'll do something similar. Wall 3 shorts. Hello, Evil. What's going on? We're gonna have to do the same thing over here. We just might. Just might. I think we can get it below here where like it's stacked, but we are gonna have to probably do the main alterations to get it orientated the way that we want. And we're probably gonna have to double stack them on the ends, on the bottoms. And doing on the other side is gonna be a pain in the ass too. That's gonna be great. So that looks fine, and getting that in place would be cool, but I'm planning on making a base in the bone fields. Any advice? Lots of turrets. On the upside, you won't have to worry about food and agriculture and stuff because you'll be able to survive off the beasts that are roaming near your walls. But get turrets up as soon as possible. Once you have the walls up for the turrets, you'll basically have an infinite supply of food, and you'll also have easy money because you can just take all of the pelts that you bring to Catan and sell those for money. The hardest thing's going to be getting that set up, but fertility and stuff is kind of ass in the bone fields. But it's made up for by the fact that you'll have so much meat it won't really matter. Okay. Yeah, have everyone use Falling Suns. Dems is the answer. Dems is the answer. Pretty sure. I have to keep an eye on the time because I am limited on time. I have to again card cut off at 11:30. So, but that's okay. We should be able to get finished up. Everything goes according to plan. If everything goes swell, which it will, we should be able to finish up before then. At least with this part. This may be a two-parter where I do like the first part on like this building on stream, and I might do the forward outpost off stream just so it's kind of a surprise when people get the mod, like download the mod to what it looks like, But we'll see. This part's good enough. And then I'll just have to manually move some of these into place. Shorter ones. Them up. I like the idea that this is the kind of the theme of the build though, is they wrap their swamp platforms and stuff in Watchtower. I mean, in walls like this. That's they do it for added layers of protection because you got Leviathans roaming around. You know, you don't want your base getting trampled by Leviathan. You know, it will be a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. I know you will cook. Listen. I'll send you pictures too. Like this is obviously your base. We're building it for you, so I'll send you pictures beforehand. Get and see if there's anything you need me to change or anything like that. But I do think that we'll probably end up doing the second portion of this for the forward camp off stream, just for that added surprise. I just need 2 here, and then I can the most annoying way we'll play third, just in case we need it. Everything's got to be done manually. Always really obnoxious when that happens. Always really obnoxious when that happens. You can actually move. Okay, you. Drop you down. And then I think this one's the last one. Stunning. I mean, Leviathans will be shot down as soon as they get near if they threaten the city like that, but it would be nice if they won't come back to knock and everything. Yeah. Well, my thought is that, like, when they're building the city, you know, they'd want to give, like, added support structure, because, like, you don't want to just have flimsy poles holding up your base or your buildings and stuff, and then, you know, one rogue Leviathan gets through the harpoons and whatnot, gets through the punes, and next thing you know, the whole base is, you know, whole buildings are collapsing off their platforms. I think they would set up some added reinforcements around their platform, you know, which is smart. It's a smart way to do it. And frankly, it looks badass. I mean, look at this. It looks badass. I think that looks absolutely phenomenal. All right, we got to do the lower section, and then we should be fine. Skull dogs like harpoons. They use crossbows on their backs. Okay, well, I mean, still, either way, stunning. Stunning stuff. Okay, walls short. We got to do the bottom section here, which means I got to manually place one, move it into place, and then once I do that, we can there. So we can get the rest of it. We're gonna go ahead and 0 orientate this thing towards the last one, so I don't have to deal with that stupid fucking issue where it likes to. What is it? I have a hard time doing the other end, rotating it to the do right right over here. Rotate, rotate. Right. All right, and then wall 3 connectors. No, sorry, wall 3 shorts. Yeah, that's always going to be the problem. Is it's going to try and immediately grid snap to the other side. Obnoxious. Stop at you. Stop at you. The spinning. The spinning. Mostly because Skull Dogs, when they're noted by Tech Hunter, profiled Skull Dogs as a race in the city. Noted that the Skull Dogs don't like to be confined and liberating around. However, finds it strange that they built a city like this. At least have throughout history until the Tech Hunters showed up. But indeed, indeed. Come on. Got it. Got it. Nailed it. I think that's the last one I'm going to be able to nail that way, though. I'm going to have to do another manual placement on one. A wall support. Perfect. Rotate you into position. Station. Yeah, we're gonna have to push you into position. Be a small gap there because if I try to put it in the stone right there, it's gonna shoot up through the sky. I'm gonna have to put it in the one next to it. Gonna enter the Kenshi space program if I try to do it the other way. Perfect. All right, we should be able to get the rest of them set up then from right there. Nailed it. Okay, cool. So we've got those taken care of. The platforms are built, and I must say they look absolutely stunning. They look absolutely stunning. I'm all for it. So now the only two places that they can get through should be taken care of. They can't get up through here, can they? No, I don't think so. We're gonna send over the recording clanker just to be safe. Nope, nothing up through there. Fantastic. And everything else should be covered. We should be all set, safe, and secure now. They can get through here, but I think this is blocked now by this building. Yeah, okay, cool. Cool. So the only thing that we have to take care of now is we have to get this section secured right here. So how are we going to do that? First things first, we need to save. I've been building this base for a minute. All right. So how are we going to do that? Let's see. We got swamp shacks, watchtowers. Well, firstly, I want to put a watchtower up here. Right? I want the watchtowers to be positioned in areas of high altitude naturally. So we're gonna want some over here, like in this region. Yeah, that'll do right there. High altitude, they can aim down. Drop a couple of watchtowers out in different spots. Swamp's lookout tower. It will be over for attacks because you'll have the high ground. Indeed. We will be the high ground. We are the high ground. We in fact are the high ground. Actually, we will have the wall there, so we should be good with that. Yeah, we just got to figure out how we're going to block this section of the wall off. I don't necessarily want to copy this layout right here. I think a tower could work on that cliff. Yeah. I agree. A tower would work on the cliff. My main thing was I'm trying to stick to the swamp and metal buildings, but if we drop one tower, I guess it's not breaking anything too much in terms of the assignment. Lower. Well, you know what? Actually, here's an idea. We will there. I'm gonna have to do a slight rotation on you. We're definitely gonna have to do a slight rotation on you, but that's fine. Okay, so we can do that. Got it. Got a plan now. I got some semblance of a plan for that. Defensive wall 3. Most of the older buildings should definitely be Skulldog Origins. Stuff like Watchtowers should come from the Tech Hunters. Okay. Oh, that's something you're gonna have to alter too, by the way. In the mod, I defaulted them like the outpost to being owned by the Tech Hunters. I haven't assigned any like people to spawn there or anything, but I set the default ownership to the Tech Hunters. Obviously, when I send you the mod files, you can change that, but I figured I'd let you know now. Just easier that way. Yeah, I think we may have to end up doing a similar wall situation over here. That's fine. I'll rotate these out. We'll do the same thing where they have the walkways up, and then I'll put a watchtower at the end, and that'll cover it. And then actually, if we're doing watchtowers too, I think I'll put another one. I'll put a watchtower right here too, and that'll be good. That'll be good. Town placement. The outpost temporarily right there, so I can get ownership. What flavor Gator is that? It's 0. It's the Glacier Freeze. The 0 Glacier Freeze. It's like 10 calories. We're gonna get rid of this house. Stunning. Nope. Did we crash? Hold on, we may have crashed. We did. There it is. No big deal. This is why we save, everybody. This is why we save. That's fine. All right, I'll reboot on Kenchi. Be a little bit safer. It is a good thing that we saved. It is a good thing that we saved. I don't like most Gatorades. I like this one. This is pretty much the only really one that I like. I just needed something to get my electrolytes back up. I haven't been drinking enough water. My wife's been yelling at me about not drinking enough water, and she's right. She's right to yell at me about it. I haven't been, especially with the amount that I've been going to the gym. I need to drink more water. So, I drink water while I'm there, and I use a lot of like liquid IV and stuff. But hydration is important. I love water too. I'm usually just so damn busy. No, in typical fashion, I join Kenshi and then it crashes. I know you did. You did this. You did this to me. No, it's cool. Good to see that the walls held up over here. Nothing shooting through the ceiling. Hell yeah, everything held up. Well, we're here actually. This is a blessing in disguise because we can actually take this opportunity to test the nav mesh. Right, nav mesh is important. We're gonna go ahead and smash this lock, strength this lock. Yeah, crunch. Putting that bitch right up. Nav mesh works. Look at that. You can go right in. Boom. Fully protected. Absolutely. Can you get around to the sides? Is that an option? Hold on. No, it looks like the sides are a little encased, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll figure something out for that, I'm sure. I'll figure something out for it. But, oof. Yes, fully encased. We love that. It's a good time. It's a good time. Let's make sure the nav mesh works on these platforms. Since we're here and we're testing things, nav mesh on the platform works fully. Good. You can absolutely love water too much. There is such a thing as loving too much water. You have too much water and your cells start to crenate and explode. So, is it lice? It might be lice. Lice and explodes, crenate and explode. I can't remember which one's drying out from lack of water. One's like too much sodium, lack of water, and the other one's exploding. It's been like 10 years since I've been in my anatomy and physiology class and my microbiology class. One of the two. I'm glad to catch a live stream. I've watched your Kenshi lore shorts and videos for a while now. It really helped me flesh out the game for me and make it more interesting and lived in. I appreciate it. That's the whole reason that I do these things, my friend. These are the whole reasons that I do it. The whole reasons that I do it. I drink a gallon a day, sometimes a gallon and a half. Gallon a day is a good number. That's a good amount. That's a good amount. If you were telling me you were drinking several gallons a day, then we'll have a problem. You know, that's a problem. You don't want to have that much. But a gallon a day is a healthy number. 8 cups of water is your minimum. You should be having roughly 8 cups of water a day just to stay generally hydrated. More if you're physically active and you sweat a lot. Like my issue, my wife's been up my ass about it the last couple days, as she should be, because I've been going to the gym a lot more, and so I'm just sweating like a ton, and so I have to like drink extra water to stay hydrated. You know, so. 2 gallons of water a day is too much water. Depends how quickly you drink the 2 gallons of water a day. Like, you shouldn't be drinking 1 gallon of water within like 2-3 hours. Like, that's not healthy. But like, if you have like a gallon and a half, 2 gallons over the course of 24 hours, and you're physically active, and also depending on how much you weigh, like there's a lot that goes into consideration of that. But the general safe rule of thumb, I'm not going to tell anybody to go out and like drink 2 gallons of water. Drink a gallon of water a day over the course of the entire day, not in one sitting. If you drink a gallon of water in like an hour, like you're going to hurt yourself or worse. You should really like space it out. But throughout the course of your day, you should be drinking about a gallon of water. Good. It's a good rule of thumb. 8 ounces, 8 cups, gallon, somewhere in there. And then 1 o'clock. No, don't do that. That's the doctor from Frostpunk is not a licensed medical professional. Don't listen to him. He has doctor in his name, but he doesn't know what he's talking about. Don't listen to him. It's a trap. It's a trap. Where did you get your degree? Tell me the university. All right. Building. Especially salt water. Don't. You should be drinking salt waters at all. It's like when doctors suggest cigarettes. I know the audacity of doctors suggesting cigarettes. I don't know any doctor that does, but geez. Good, and then we'll actually... Oh, fuck me. God damn it. That's not what I meant to do. They used to back in the 30s. Hey, you want some cigarettes on your burger? What do I look like? Some kind of Nancy boy? Of course I want cigarettes on my burger. Hell yeah. After that, this section here does not appear to be traversable, but we will double check that. It's not, but I don't like it, so I am gonna put a wall of retention wall here to block that off. Hell yeah, a spoonful of potassium to my water. Nobody loves potassium in the water the way that I do. It's explosively good. Explosively. How do plastic surgeons change your name? That's a good question. I don't have an answer for that. They send out they send out a courier to everybody that says, "Hey, this dude is no longer called Jim. He's no longer called Jim. His name is McAfee now." I don't know why McAfee's the name that came to mind, but it is. 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 I have speeds and ideas and how I can make this wall not look so damn stupid. I do. I has bees and ideas. On occasion, I has one of those. Sorry if you guys hear my dogs in the background. I'm assuming my wife just got home. And the dogs are freaking out. As they do when the wife gets home, the dogs freak out. Everybody knows that. So I'm assuming she just walked in the door. Who nails themselves McAfee like the antivirus? I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe the antivirus guy did. You ever consider that? I don't think so. I don't think you did. Maybe you need to think about these things. Real ad. By the way, you can be the one to call away from a wife that obeys for you for the lobotomy. True. Doctor, my wife's been nagging me about the dishes. I suggest a lobotomy. Dude, I mean, oh my god, dude, the 30s, like the 30s, 20s, 30s, 40s, all that whole like era was just wild. Just wild. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Doctor, my wife's been nagging me an awful lot about the dishes recently. I think that she's gone yumpy. My god, sir, I think you're right. I hereby recommend that we stick a giant needle in her brain and see how it goes. Like, what are you guys talking about? Is there a destroyed wall you can place? I think so. Maybe. Maybe. You want like a broken wall, like one that's like shattered? Because I can do that. I could probably do that. Let's find out. You can raise the heights of the walls. Yes, you can. Smashed. No. I don't know if there is without Forgotten Construction set. That's the thing. Yeah, I don't think I can without Forgotten Construction set. Unfortunately, I don't believe so, no. Doctor, my wife's been nagging me a ton about the dishes. This lady's talking nothing but logic and reason. Throw her ass in the loony bin. Clearly. Yeah, shit's wild, man. Shit was crazy. What a wild time. What a wild time. It could be cool to have a place down a destroyed wall and have it look like it's being repaired. I agree. I agree. But unfortunately, I think without the use of like things again like the Forgotten Construction Kit, it's gonna be hard to do some of that stuff because all the ruins are locked in that. Now this might end up shooting out. This might end up shooting out the into the sky. May end up in the Kenchi space. We'll see. I don't think it looks bad though. Don't think it looks bad though. Doctor, my wife's over here talking about how she wants to vote. I prescribe brain damage, dude. Let me do it. It's just a wild time. What a wild time. Ridiculous. I'm looking it up. I'm not seeing anything about broken walls. Yeah, I think there is a version of broken wall that you can find in the ruins section, but I don't know. I don't know offhand. I don't know offhand. Alrighty. We wanted to use metal houses too, metal wall houses. That's good. Good. Metal wall houses. Now, what can we? Oh, you know what? That we could probably do something with metal wall houses. Although that might it's going to throw off kind of the feng shui of the section, so maybe not. However, do think could be maybe include metal wall houses right up through here. Is that floating in the back? Now it's floating. And now it's floating. Yeah, we're gonna need retention walls. By God, we're gonna need retention walls. Who'd have thunk? Not I. Not I, says the fool. Not I. Yeah. Some of these spots are going to be interesting to place for sure, just because of the way that they're shaped. We're going to need retention wall. Hello, Kenshi fans. Hello. Yeah, retention walls are going to be the way to go. We're going to need some of those. How are we going to do this? So we're using wall 3. Now, wall 3 is not ideal for retention walls because it has Hey Hero, how you been? I've been good. What's going on? What's going on, Artemis? Okay. I could probably do retention walls here, and I'll just have to line up the walls themselves with the walkways. Like with the platforms. Do I have access to bridges and stuff with this? I don't think I do. Oh no. And smash labs walls, yeah. Yeah, can use wall 1s. Let's see. I can use wall 1s. You're talking about these ones here? Because if I can use these ones, then we can use these for retention walls, and we would be able to utilize a lot more space right now. Because retention walls are going to be quintessential for maximizing space on slopes like that. The makeshift walls. Well, the reason why I need the retention, like I was talking about using the retention walls, is because the walkways allow us to create a walkway that basically is a flat line through here. And then we can have buildings that are technically hovering in the air, but you can't see it because the walls cover it up. So I can use these as retention walls right here. But what they're going to do, what I'm going to have to do is line the building up with these particular archways to make them accessible. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. It'll allow us to maximize the use of the space better. So let's we'll place a building down first. So I'm going to use metal warehouses, right? So we'll place down some metal warehouses. Wall 2 will look good for paths. So I might be able to use wall 3s. Let me see if I can get them arranged in such a way that will still look solid, because I might be able to use them without having to compromise on that. Because I don't want to do something that goes outside of the original scope of the build that you would set up, right? I want it to look the way you want. And so we're going to try and stay on theme. And I think that I can do that. It's just going to require a tiny bit more work on my end to get this arranged up. But I think that I can do it. And I think we'll be okay. So let me see what I can do. This is your build. So let's see what we can do to make it work the way we want. It's mod. This is not modded. I am not modding whatsoever. This is all vanilla buildings here. This is all vanilla gameplay. I'm just using the Shift F12. So, not modded. I apologize if you thought it was modded, but it's not. If it was modded, this would be a hell of a lot easier, to be honest with you, because I'd have access to more buildings. But we're not doing that because it is a mod, because we're making a mod for... we're making a town to be used in a mod. So, not modded. No, yeah, and I think that's I think that's totally fair. I'm not shitting on it or anything like that. I was more or less responding to Ronaldo Mech there, who thought that the gameplay was modded when it's. I totally understand why you don't want to use mods, and I think that's a totally fair a totally fair reason to have it be the way that it is. Totally fair. Where's the base located? It is in the Leviathan Coast. Right. Sorry, that's in the way. Up here is where I was told to build. Is where I was told to put it. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna line up the walkways. Oh, okay. I see. I see, Dragon. I see. We're there. I thought you were saying it to me, like explaining it to me. I was like, oh no, I know why you don't want the mods there. We're all good. Yeah. Okay. So we'll line these up here, raise it up to be in line with the door question mark, and it should work. Should. We'll have to do some testing on it, but it should work. I love videos showing me the shift F12. Haven't used it much, but because I just like running around, but it really changed base potential. It's definitely changed the meta for a lot of people, which is exciting. That's cool. It's the whole reason I do them. The whole reason that I do them. Okay, so what if this is lined up like that? This should work. This should work. We're gonna have to do some testing on it to make sure once we're done, but it should work. We're making decent time too. I have to manually put these in, which is fine. Okay. Alrighty. So, God damn it, it's gonna do that thing that it does. Damn you, sir. Well, all right. So now we're just gonna scooch this in place. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of work to get it exactly lined up because I don't want it to go all the way over. So, but unfortunately, I can't feckin' see. Is really annoying because it's doing that thing where it blips out because I moved the wall too far away from where I had originally placed it. Is always. We may have to do some micro adjusting on where we get it placed, but this should work. This should work. I see no reason that it shouldn't. And this is going to do the same thing. It's going to go invisible as soon as I bring it up. And then I'm going to get it over here. Zoom in. There it is. That happens when you place a building and you move it too far from where you originally placed it. Super annoying. It's my fault for placing it so far away. I should know better by now. But as it turns out, I don't. Seeing the vision. Yeah, yeah. So my thought is that the archways that act as where the ramps and the stairs would connect to are going to act as doorways for them. But by adding these retention walls and having buildings connect to them, it allows you to build in areas where the elevation is so restricting that you wouldn't typically be able to build there really. Because now you have a walkway that connects to open doors, like where you can visibly get to the doors and what. So huge potential for that. Once we reload, they'll be fine. It's just right now they're being annoying. All right, so we're gonna get those right there, and then I might need to move these buildings over slightly. Three people haven't liked them. I'll beat them for you here. Thanks, Breesh. Oh, And like I said, we're going to have to do some testing here, but this allows us to put buildings that would otherwise not be placeable. And what? So, all right. So now that those are placed down, I'm going to save and I'm going to reload because I want to test those out. I want to see if A, we can get inside. Then I want to see if B, I have to move them a little bit because right now they're a little patchy, little weird. They're a little wonky. All right, so we're gonna come over here, open that up. Yeah, you can get inside. Accessible. Hell yeah, we love accessible. We love accessible. We do have to do some adjustments to some of these walls though, but they are accessible. We know that this strategy will work now. The strat will work, which is cool. Very, very cool. And we can put turrets up here if we wanted to. We can put crossbows right there. Possible. 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 All right, so we're going to try and line some of these up a little bit better. They don't need to be perfect. We can make them look like palisade walls almost. Line the backs up though, because I'd rather have the front be kind of like janky and like stacked and stuff than the back. That's fine. Yeah, totally fine. Totally fine. All right, so then we take these walls here. We adjust them. That way they fit into these walkways. Perfect, perfect. And the buildings will also be together, which is perfect. Nice. And now we have a better utilization of the space. And typically we wouldn't be able to build right here because it would have been blocked off by like the terrain wouldn't have allowed us to build right there. Not effectively anyway. So now we can. Now we can. And just for shits and giggles, just for adding some more buildings that can be used, maybe we'll drop a tower here, question mark, question mark. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe not. Might be too high. I thought it's, yeah, it might be too high. It might be too high. Might be too high. Although theoretically I could probably do the rounded tower thing right here just to add a little zhuzh, you know. I feel like there should only be one tower. Yeah, yeah, you're right. Maybe one by the gate, and then are you good with this one right here, just being connected to the general wall? I think that we'll leave it at those two, but I think those two are fine. And I could put something else right here. What do we want to put right there, just to finish off the wall? You'd say you wanted some L houses around, like an L house around too. Would you say you want the L house? L house for the doctor / robot limbs. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. We're gonna put that up here. And again, I think we can do some feng shui here to the retention, like do some retention walls on the side there just to box this in and get that area enclosed. Yeah. We'll do farming and stuff down here. We'll do. Okay. All right. All right. The vision's it's coming together. It's coming together. The vision's coming together. Alternatively, actually, hold on. Yeah. Straighten this up a little bit. Raiden, what's going on? Doing my first purely vanilla build in a while. Purely vanilla build in a while. Yeah. I wish that they in Kenshi had like implemented like rotated buildings, like flipped buildings, right? So like you have the door on the right side, and then there's another one with the door on the left side. God, that would be awesome. Reversed buildings. So damn frustrating. Could put a swamp tower by the walkway, by the walls. That's an idea. Actually, that's an idea. Hold on. That is an idea. Firstly, let's drop a good spot for this L house. Thing on this. Get it low. That's too low. The L house can be where the other tower. Can be where the other tower is, like over here or over here, because both will probably work. The one on the high ground. So okay, so put the L house right here then. Okay. Okie dokie, mouse. All right. So this L house onto the watchtower and L house. If we put it over here because of the terrain variation, this will let us break off the walkway like right here, but we're probably gonna have to put some retention walls down for it. Otherwise it's gonna be floating, which is fine. Honestly, it fits with the theme because we have retention walls all in the back here, and it seems like this whole a lot of the settlement is going to be built around the pretense of retention walls, which is cool. I think having a heavily retention base is pretty cool. Is a pretty nifty idea. Pretty nifty idea. I feel like it should be only two non-skull dog buildings. Maybe a third one can exist, but it has to be a different building. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Like I said, you the boss. Shit. Oh. Right there, and then I could do some minor retention walls right here, and they won't even be that dramatic. It'd be good. Some minor retentioning to be done on the rear, but no big D's. No big D's. Okay, we'll just get those set real fast. They'll be in the foundation too, so they won't even they won't interfere with like the actual building itself or anything, which is good. A bit. Perfect. Rain. Minor adjustments we'll have to make on the bottom, but tension walls for days. They are one of my favorite things, for sure. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. That's wrapped. We're good to go. And honestly, I think that looks cool as hell. That looks cool as hell. That is a really solid way to end off the wall. I'm going to be honest with you. I was uncertain about it, but this is a really fucking cool way to end off the wall. Really, really cool. Yeah, might need a small second layer on the bottom right there, like on this corner right here, but that is a really cool way to end off the wall. That looks badass. That looks badass. And we'll probably end up ending the wall off over here the same way. Boom. Crimped off right there. Yeah, that looks so far. That looks way cooler than I thought it was going to. I was uncertain about it as I was doing it. I was like, maybe, but no, that looks really fucking good. That looks really freaking good. Um, I was thinking a small platform from the top, small platform or tower there. So the problem is that it's too the problem is that it's too tall, and if I lower it, then you start to run into issues with the buildings. I can try and lower it and see how it goes, but I started to run into issues with the buildings when I was lowering it a little while ago. But I'll give it a go. See what I can get done with it. All right, defensive wall 3. Thing lined up. Gonna be a bit tighter where it is. Bit more difficult to get it exactly the way we want. Should be able to. Okay. And boom, just like that. Good to go. Yeah, that looks fire. This turned out way fucking cooler than I expected it to. That looks really cool. All right, let's see if we can lower these without too much of an issue. Uh, drop these down. Drop the buildings too. Down. Drop them down. It is. We might have an issue with this end building. The main issue that I was having was the things were floating over this way, but let's see what we got. All right, around a small platform. Let's see what we got. What time is it? It is 10:30. Okay, got an hour. That's fine. I should be able to get this moved within an hour. All right, small platform. That's the round one. I don't necessarily know if we want the round one. Small platform, we can do that one. The round platform would look odd, but this one, flatten it out, raise it up. Raise it up. Small platform or tower. Um, I think the tower would honestly work better because then I could do small walls to balance it out. The other question is, are we going to be able to get through? Because I might have to adjust a couple things because of that walkway. Let's move these up a little bit again. Up just enough so that way we can walk through. Like a swamp. Oh, swamp tower. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. We still got to make sure we can walk up though, so we got to adjust this a little bit. I gotcha. I gotcha. Swamp platform. Buildings. Swamp lookout tower. All right. Now we got to hope that we can get. This is orientated. So we can hop into another. There we go. Maybe. Looks ridiculous right now, but hold on. There's a method to my madness. See, there's a little walkway right there. And so my thought is that if we open up that little walkway right there, we can arrange it to where you can still get up here. And to be honest, the supports don't even look that bad. A little bit of adjust, a little bit of retention walls right there, but not terrible. Oh, God, my back. Sore. I'm a sore old man. That's me. Old man is I. Down in the place. We can actually, I think for these we could use makeshift. Cover the. Use a makeshift wall. They have makeshift wall connectors. The short ones. No. No. I knew he admits. I knew it. He admits to being old. It's true. True. I am simultaneously old and not that. I am only 28, but god damn it, I feel old. I've got metal in my leg and feel old. Tired. I got 2 5-year-olds. I'm like the oldest viewer here. I don't know. We got a couple that are up there. We got a couple that are up there. I think Cosmic's pretty old. If I recall correctly. I think Cosmic's pretty old. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to make the short ones. I was hoping to avoid it because each one of those little segments is such a pain in the ass, but what are you gonna do, you know? Here. Go up here. Mess with your orientation. Perfect. It's a pain, but it's a pain. It ends up looking good. No, I agree wholeheartedly. I was just seeing if I could, if I'd be able, if it was going to be the proper width where I would be able to get it to not be a pain. But it's going to be, and so we're going to do it the right way. We always do it the right way. All right. Here. Nothing worth completing is ever easy. Touche. Touches. That's what they call me. Touches. They don't. I don't know why I said that. Never called me that. Literally not once. Single time. Not a single time. I think that looks good, and then I think that the little bit of like a little bit of walls, not walls, posts right there are good. Maybe we'll do this last one here, just to flatten it out. But I think those look solid. Say that I doubt that highly. All right. Ah, damn it. It's going to do the thing. You do this. Hell yeah. Well, it's going to be over a little bit. We got to rotate it a bit because we don't want it to get in the way of the pathfinder. So what we'll do is we'll just... I want to cover up the spot, but I don't want it to get in the way of the... That's good. Hell yeah. Solid. Solid stuff right there. All right, looking good. She's looking good. We're looking good. My God, we're looking good. Ugh. Stretch my bones. Okay, so next, what else do we need? We need to check Hunter Tower. Already did that. We need some swamp shacks. We need some swamp shacks. We need some. We have the rounded shacks. We should probably get some smaller ones as well. We've already done the L house. Excuse me. All right. Imagine if we had to redo that. I don't want to. I don't want to imagine. That'd be bad. I don't want to imagine. A very special hemp house, indeed. Indeed, 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 indeed. We're also gonna get some swamp shit, some houses, dome, and farms. Yes, we do need farms. We do need some farms. Some farms for farming and whatnot. We're gonna have a little bit of incline farming happen. I think that's okay. And I think that's okay. It's always a risk with the Shift F12. Yeah, I mean, yes, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's always a risk. Crashing does happen when you're building this way, but it's okay. You know, it's part of it. It's part of it. All right, here I had a heart attack. The possibility of just reading it. Yeah, oh man, yeah. I had a mini stroke when it happened the other day when we were building the arena a couple weeks ago. Potentially put more. I think I don't. I can. Here, and then if I drop them down low enough, we should be able to at least get two more out of this. Move that over a bit, but I'm debating big torches like the Holy Nation or lampposts for farms as lights. Both are both have their positives and their negatives, but like ultimately, as I've said before, it's your build. We'll do whatever you think is right. Another line there, which will be good. Walls, defensive wall. We just find out. Zero, rotate. That's okay. I just think another round. Oh, no. Well, no, we could actually probably just go one. Hell yeah. Can I get a hell yeah? Hell yeah. Snug as a fucking glove, my guy. Snug as a glove. I can put a ramp right down here to get there. I think that'll look good. I think that will look just dandy. Just dandy. Space dandy. Get a ramp set. Ramp. That's a ramp. And we're gonna take that ramp and we're gonna move it. We're gonna move it, you see. A Space Dandy reference in this economy? Dude, Space Dandy made me literally die laughing. That shows the most probably one of the funniest, most ridiculous shows I've ever watched. Absolutely hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. So good. Rotate this forward a teensy bit. We can actually down and it should find out. Stairs though. Stairs are good. Stairs are good. Stairs are good. It should still function. I don't find out. I might need to make a small platform to determine that. Hmm. So I have an idea. I have an idea. By God, I have an idea. Want platform small, not the round one. That one. That's the one right there. That's the one. Have the stairs off right there. Be able to just walk off that side. I'll have to make it go a little bit higher. We should be able to just walk down those stairs from there. Good. It's good. Harold, be careful. Thinking is dangerous for you nowadays. That's what they say. That's what they say. That's what they've said. That's what they've told me. That is what they have told me. Oh man. I know in the hub there are marketplaces that don't do anything. Can you maybe fit one of that in the platform if it doesn't and no loss? Oh, the market stalls? Yeah. Yeah. On this platform here? Yeah, I can put it there. No big deal. No big deal. That's fine. I put a useless iron rock here just to act as support. not mineable because it's got 0 iron, but I can put it here as a support. Nice. That'll do. That'll do. That looks pretty cool. Now we got a walkway down. We've got this walkway, which goes up to over here. Got up here, which we can attach a harpoon turret to the corner. Boomski, we can fire off on there. We can fire off from this tower. These walls are accessible from up here, which is looking really mighty good. But sorry, not harpoons, crossbows. More crossbow turrets all up here. Oh my god, yeah, this is coming right along. Coming right along. She's coming right along. All right, let's get exterior. Do they have? Oh, I don't know if actually I can place market stalls without. Maybe I can. Hold on. I can. Yes. Okay. Never mind. I was gonna say I don't know without Fire Buildings if I can place market stalls, but I can. Better. We'll place 2. We'll place 2 markets. Boom. Market stalls. I think it looks pretty fire. Good. Got to raise them up a little bit. Hell yeah. Do they drain power? Do they drain power? they cost power. That's funny. That's funny. It does. It looks like It looks like bunk beds that you'd expect to find like a homeless camp. That's all right. Yeah. So we got some market stalls right there. That looks cool. We got housing. Very important. We need housing. Housing is important. Housing is important. Tar sand pipes. We do love tar sand pipes. But we're not going to use any of them because they don't fit the vibe. But it's cool to have them. It's cool to have them. Ashland stuff. Raised domes. Interesting. All right. Well, let's get the farming sorted out. I'm assuming we're largely farming hemp? Question mark. I'm assuming hemp is our main source here. Mostly hemp. Got it. Anything else? What are we doing besides hemp? Oh, large wheat straw and green fruit. Okay, so mostly hemp with some wheat straw and green fruit. Can do, comrade. Comrade Dragon requested hemp and green fruit. I have to do some adjustments on. Fine. I like that. We'll do some slight manual adjustments on it, but honestly, they look pretty cool. The way that they're arranged like that. I would like it if the farms are not in perfect square rows. Okay, yeah, I can do that. I can do that. So here's what I'll do then to add some variation. We'll make them look a little what? I will rotate as we place. That way they look a little bit more wild. And I'll actually use the rotation of them to make a natural pathway. So they're in this area, and we're going to do some adjustments to them. But we'll use them to create like a natural walkway, right? Because you'll be coming up through here following the line of of the farms. There we go. We'll end it off with like that. Okay, so then I'm going to go through and I'm going to place them and then manually adjust them so they're like actually on the ground. But the plants will stick to the ground, so we're just adjusting the like the poles and posts. Good. One needs to be adjusted. This one slightly needs. Good. Ooh. Floating. When I reload, the hemp will no longer be floating or in the ground in some cases. It'll be fixed on that. Okay, so now the hemp is taken care of. This whole area over here is just a ton of hemp. Ton of hemp plants. Now we need wheat straw and green freeze. Farming. We need wheat straw. Wheat farms. Wheat. Nothing but sweet, succulent wheat. Save over there for that. Wheat straw over here. Into the sides. Just make this whole like platform here nothing but wheat. Good yields. Good yields. Good yield. And then green fruit. Veggie tails. So some green fruit right there. Right there. We're gonna have to do some manual adjustments. We'll kind of have green fruit kind of scattered throughout. Just scattered throughout. All right, now let's go ahead and adjust the tethers. And then once the tethers are adjusted, we should. I'm gonna lower this down just a wee. Go down. Good. Good. Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool. All right, so now we need water set up for that. So we're going to need a well. I think the idea of having the well right up at the top of the hill here is it just tickles me. Along with the water. Well, actually, the well will probably be over here. And then it's got to be on a semi-flat spot, but the water tower will be back over there. That right there. And then we'll put a water tower over here. One over here. The raptors are eating the hashish. Yeah, they'll do that. They'll do that. Don't you worry. Once the place is populated, it'll be fine. It'll be all good. Yeah, another water tower by the wheat straw is a good move. You gotta put it somewhere that's accessible though. That's part of it. Maybe question the main move it into place, but yeah. You're down. Bring you over. Good. They'll be shot down if they show up. Good. Good. Take them down. Take them downtown. And where is the rain collector, too? I do think a rain collector would do you some good. We'll throw one of these down here as well. To have. Is a sort of backup. Because it does rain an okay amount here. It does rain an okay amount. Just having one of those laying around in the event that you're running out of power. That way you don't completely lose everything if power goes down for whatever reason. Okay. All right. City's coming along. We're getting there. We're getting there. Posts are coming up. Walls are looking good. Okay. What else do we need? We've got approximately 40 minutes. We've got approximately 40 minutes. So, what else can we add in that time frame? Or let's add some small buildings. I think some small buildings will do us some good. Houses and homeless people outside of houses. That's true. The answer is to have houses and then have homeless people that can stare at the houses longingly. That's the dream, right? Building houses that homeless people can stare at, wishing that they had them. Couple swamp shacks, then a couple more swamp shacks. Swamp houses. The special hashish house. Do you know what building that's in? Like what building model that's in? Not in any. You'll have to learn to make something like that. Fair enough. I was gonna say because some of these I'm gonna throw I'm gonna use like the default what is it like I'm gonna load up the prefab for it because that'll make it easier and then I can go in and edit it to fit the needs of what it is we need, but some of them I'll have to do manually. I will warn you, interiors are not my strong suit. I'll try my best. Exterior, I can make the outside of your base look phenomenal. The inside, the inside's hit or miss. Not my best work. Recording clankers under attack. I feel bad for whoever's fighting him, unless it's a Leviathan, because my boy's got almost max stats and everything. Who's he fighting? River raptors? Yeah, yeah, no. Just gone. Gone. Ain't gonna happen, it's gone. Where should the hashish house be? Indeed. Indeed. The hashish, well, we have a couple of swamp domes here that we could use for just general things. So for like here, um there, up here. Come on, you. Seriously? Oh, I think it's because it's listed as under my outpost right now. Yeah, I can't do anything until it's done. Um, I have a very specific layout in mind for the sheep house. Okay, okay. Well, we can work something on it. We can work something for it. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Oh, I'm sorry. House. There we go. Yeah, we'll figure something out for it. Like I said, I still have to do the second part of this anyway, which I'll be doing. I'll do that off stream. So we have some time while I'm getting that figured out too. So no big deal. We'll get something worked out for it. Did the stream die? No. I was gonna say no. It's still up. It's still up. I might have to do a small set of swamp, uh, like makeshift walls back there. No big deal. 30 minutes. We're making good time. We are making solid time. Solid time. All right, let's do some makeshift walls. Well, I think one will actually fit perfectly. Stunning. Shift wall here. Rotate it. Local shit. Whenever you're manually doing like pitch and stuff and you want to punch in a number, make sure you're always on global, because if you try to do it on local, you'll get all kinds of fucky results from it. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. There. Walls. Defensive wall. Makeshift wall. Actually, recording clanker. Damn you, sir. I think probably be enough. Good. Zero sorts. Down. Everything but sleeping bags are where I want. Everything but the sleeping bags are where I want them. Sleeping bags I can see being moved. Indeed. Indeed. Trying to get a couple more buildings up there right now. Almost there. Almost there. Actually, I might only need 2. Whoop, hello. Oh, you can move this whole rock? Fuck, what? Good to know. The rock is movable. Wasn't planning on moving the rock, but the rock is movable. Okay. May have to regenerate the nav mesh vector because I just did that. We'll find 0. Ooh, Kenchi's about to crash. Save before we crash. Woo, Kenchi. You can. I hated doing that when when I was trying to make this base, but gave up to let you do the job. All right. Well, Kenshi crashed probably because I just fucked with that rock. Let's load it back up. It's saved beforehand, thankfully. Thankfully, it's saved beforehand. Woo for Kenchi, right? All right. Emergency save. Load back in. Oh. Just cracked like every bone in my neck. Every vertebrae has been removed. Oh yeah. Everything's still persistent. Nothing shooting through the sky. Honestly, this is actually going pretty damn smooth. Pretty damn smooth. Cool base. I like it because it's got a vanilla feel, like in the sense that, like, yeah, it's a little complex, but like it definitely feels like the kind of base that could be in vanilla Kenshi, which is really cool. It kind of reminds me of AdMag actually in that regard. Like it's got a unique flair to it. It's clearly custom made. Like it's not one that you could put together naturally, like without use of in-game tools. But you'll be a baby for the rest of your life because you need neck support. No, it's fine. I crack my neck all the time. Okay, so that one's taken care of right there. That looks good. These buildings are all here and supported. Everything's looking pretty friggin' fire right there. So we've got 3 buildings there, another building here. We're kind of just dropping buildings. Yeah, no, it looks really good. It's looking really, really good. We've got some like walls over here, some uh like metal wall houses here that connect very well. Roof is accessible on those wall houses. Plus we have the ones up here. Additional walkways. We might as well test some of the UIs as well. Could be a little bit more dense, but it's looking good. Yes, density is going to be tough because because of the way the elevation is. You know, we're gonna have to do a lot of retaining walls if you want extra density. All right, interiors of the buildings is accessible, which is good. You can get in and out of the buildings. That is good. Very, very good. The homeless will probably really make things feel dense. Indeed. Indeed. All right, so for the homeless, what we can do is we can put down some homeless tents. Let's drop some tents. We'll go to camping and drop some tents. I think various tents will help. Spot for the dregs. For the dregs. And we're gonna make it on an incline, right? They're sleeping where they can get it, wherever they can go. Drop some campfires down. A couple of camp beds, probably. Just have them sleeping on the ground. We'll make it almost look like some of the camps that are laying around in like the border zone in that sense, where it's just like around. You got some tents. You got some people sleeping. Right, just a couple spots for people to hang out, rest their head, that kind of stuff. But I think tents are the way to go. I think tents are the way to go. Over here, good spot for some tents as well. Have the pillow. Should make the pillows have the high ground. Indeed. Indeed. I'll throw some up there as well. Little awnings off here. No, it's too cockeyed. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's too cockeyed. Too crooked. We could also drop some over here as well. Drop a little tent right there just to make that area for good. Nobody wants to lay their head lower than their body. Indeed. Touche. Touche. I don't know. Maybe sometimes I like to rush all the blood to my head. Sometimes I like when all of the blood rushes to my head. There. Let me go down here and rotate these beds. Did I have them when the pillow was low? No, yeah, no, the pillows are all up high. Maybe that one. I could rotate that one a little bit. Yeah, that's good. It's good. We are building an outpost for Dragon's mod that they're building. So we're following Dragon's lead and telling me what he wants or what they want, and we're putting it together. Yeah, yeah, she's looking good. Looking good. We got a little village up here. We got some platforms out here, easily defendable. I call it more of a town than an outpost. Touche, touche. It's more of a town than an outpost, but. Lore question, why does Kenshi fuck with my screen resolution? That's an Ogre Engine issue. Kenshi's just Kenshi. I mean, that's an Ogre Engine issue, admittedly. Alright, couple more spots for the homeless peoples. For the homeless peoples, a couple more market tents we can do too. Is that a walled-in swamp hut up there? It is, yeah. Yeah, I took the makeshift walls and I used them to wall in the undercarriage of the swamp hut so it looks like more dense, so it's more protected. The reason why I did it was because some of the posts were actually floating, and so I wanted to cover that up. So I used the makeshift walls to do it. Do we know why the ashlands are ash? Yeah, the ash is coming from the volcanoes of Sonaris Dark. The ashlands during the First Empire were likely using the volcanoes as a source of energy by utilizing geothermal activity to generate power and electricity. And the ash would have been falling on because they were nearby those volcanoes to utilize the geothermal energy from them. The ash would have been falling on the area that was, I believe anyway, may have been one of the major cities or potentially even a capital city of the First Empire, due to the level of sophistication of tech that is present there. The space elevator, they were dropping supplies in using the drop pods of the Ashland domes. And they had, likely ways to mitigate that and prevent the ash from piling up. We see cleanser units that are walking around the ashlands, and I'm sure they had a larger scale ways to do that. But after the fall of the First Empire, and then the subsequent Age of Chaos and the Second Empire and all that stuff, eventually the cleanser units started to die off for whatever reason. The technology that they had that was keeping the ash at bay broke, fell apart, stopped working, and over hundreds or thousands of years, the whole place has just been slowly getting more and more piled with ash. So, but the ash is coming from the volcanoes of Sonaris Dark. All right, so let's drop some more camp beds, more campfires, that kind of stuff. Good spots for the dregs to hang out. Good, that's good. Good. All right, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we need to add in the. But honestly, things are looking good. We're just basically. I think that down here should remain relatively open, less populated, less dense. This is where farming takes place. This is where growing takes place. All that stuff. So like down here should be a little bit less dense, but like up here we can fill in some gaps up here and make this place look a little bit more lively. Maybe a few more buildings and stuff like that. House, swamp house, swamp houses will probably do. May have to do another makeshift wall section. Oh, actually, no, I could probably manage those. Some swamp towers, yeah. Some swamp towers will do some well. Do us some good. All right, let's put some towers down. Time. All right, we got 15 minutes. We can get a lot done in 15 minutes. Swamp lookout tower. Let's see where we can drop some of these. Put one right here. Spot 4. Obviously, the outhouses go by the farms. Correct. Naturally. That'll actually block that right there. And we got to move over a teensy bit. There we go. Lower it down just a bit. Do. Good. It's good. All right. Next. Lookout towers. Put a couple over here. I think we should have a swamp shack as the hashish house, like one of these. One of these right here. Because we can do that. We can do that. Jack. Hold on. Swamp shit. Got it. Okay, there we go. All right, roundhouse for the hashish. Now, do you want the hashish house up in the main like village area up here where all the buildings are, or do you want it down here in the like towards the farming and resident like the agricultural area? Ugh. What are your thoughts? I feel like down close to that. Okay, all right. Can do. Can do. Good. There. Forward. In. Nice. Nice. There we go. Hashish house right there, elevated up. Nice and good. You can see it when you come in. There it is, the famous hashish house. Right there, you come in through the gates. And there it is. Hurrah indeed. Can add a couple more towers of some kind. Lookout towers. Making the hashish that the nobles love. It's true. It's true. By God, it's true. On God, it's on Okran, it's true. On Catlon, it's true. Oh yeah. Honestly, I think it's looking pretty fire. All we got to do now is really light it up, and I think we're good to go. I think we're good to go. How do you want to do lighting? We need power and lighting. So what are your thoughts for power and lighting? I've got 15 minutes. Ugh. We got power and lighting. Wind generators are not going to be super helpful out here. We're probably going to have to use like generators. Um, no wind. Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna have to use like generators because yeah, place doesn't get wind. Some Gen 2s. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Then I can actually, what I'll do is I'll throw some of these on the roof of these buildings up here. Settings in your graphics card. You're seeing pairing effects. Probably a set to max are similar. So this actually just started the other day. It started literally 2 days ago, and it's been driving up the fucking wall. It's not even tearing, like screen tearing in like the form of VSync. It's literally like what is it? The texture is snapping a little higher up on the rocks, and it does it with grass. It's been driving me up the absolute wall for 2 days now. It just started 2 days ago. So I'll check anti-aliasing, but I know it's literally just the texture on the fucking on the rocks, snapping up and down when the camera moves. It's been driving me insane. It's been doing it with grass and highly dense grass areas too. Insane. Making me mad, to be honest with you, because like it's just it's fluttering and I hate it. By the tower over here, like this tower here. Be built by the wall by the tower. Okay. Happens to me in some places. Yeah, it only happens in certain areas with really high density grass or with like a lot of like rocks and stuff on the ground. Um, but it doesn't happen everywhere. Like when I'm traveling through like the border zone and stuff with all the rocks there, it doesn't happen. But when I get down by like say Drifter's Last or any of that stuff, that's when it becomes problematic. I'm gonna it annoys me. Put it in this little. Yeah, I'll check out the AA settings to see if maybe that's what's doing it because it's been driving me up the walls for like 2 days now. Generators there lining the tower. 3 Gen 2s lining the tower. In my case, it was a lagoon platform. I kind of put it on top. Old Connect Places, the platform itself would do this. Same effect. Maybe check it now. Yeah. I'm thinking big torches for the crop area. Okay. Lighting. Large torch post. We'll just kind of scatter these around a bit so there's light for everybody. We'll also use it as a way to kind of like also guide the walkway. Set up. This is meant to be like a walkway. Like the ones you see in the Holy Nation. Talking about these. Some of these ones. Okie dokie. All right. Then we'll drop some of those around. And we'll kind of use this as a bit of a guide for the walkway. Unfortunately, leveling those out is going to have to be done by hand. I'll put them along the walkway here, though, just to, again, kind of set like an expectation of the pathway. Yeah, the warning is always annoying. I don't know why it does that. All right, so then what we'll do is once those are up, we're actually going to go in and we're going to straighten them out a bit. All right, we got 10 minutes. Just straighten all those out. No, 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 not at you. Oh, 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 we're crashing again. I'm doing too much. I'm doing too much. Ah, shit. It happens. It's okay. So, Dragon, I'm gonna go ahead and get this finished for you. No big deal. It happens. It's just part of the game. It's just part of the game. It happens. But I'll go ahead and get that finished for you. I'll send you screenshots when it's all done. I think we made solid progress on it this evening. I'll get everything else finished up off camera. No big deal. Should be all set. If I have any questions or anything needs to be changed, I will let you know. But I hope everybody enjoyed watching me do a fully vanilla build for the first time like forever. My God, it's been so long since I've done a vanilla build. It's been a while. Dragon, I should have the finished product for this over to you sometime next week. I've got a couple projects that I'm working on, 2 videos that we're ending it because I have to go to the gym. I've got two projects that I'm working on that are coming out this week. I've got one coming out on Saturday, which is the Kenchi Coliseum. Next episode of that, and then Sunday I have a new lore video coming out. Woo! Brand new lore video coming out. So that'll be dropping on Sunday. So excite about that. As always, guys, it's been fun. If yeah, I should be streaming again on Sunday. It's Thursday, right? What day is it? Is it Thursday? Yeah, it's Thursday. Holy shit, man. This week is crazy. New lore on how the gurglers and cannibals are cousins. Logic, stop it. Stop it, you loon. My guy's he's nuts. He's nuts. No. Um because of war paints? Yeah. No, so I'll be streaming again on Sunday. I take Fridays and Saturdays off, so I will see you guys on Sunday. And I'm off to go lift. My God, I'm exhausted. This is gonna be absolutely dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. Logic. I thought about it. It doesn't. It's not. It doesn't work. No, no logic. No, bad. I'm thinking about it, but no. No good. I'm sorry. No. I'll see you guys later. I'll see you on Sunday. As always, use your powers for good instead of evil. Make a difference in somebody's life. And thank you guys for popping in.